I met Pride in a place that I was a volunteer in, and I like Pride so much. They helped me with so many things.
Pride participants go through the program in 3 phases. In phase 1, we conduct group workshops to introduce participants to disability and employment-related resources and opportunities to improve their lives. We also meet with them on a one-on-one basis for a comprehensive assessment of their vocational interests, their educational background, their past work experiences, and their future work goals. Phase 1 culminates with a person-centered planning session, during which Pride's team members create an employment pathway together with the participant. The pathway works like an action plan and includes steps the individual could take to gradually work towards their employment goal.
And so these are different of our primary core partners that we will connect you to if you want to. You told me that you know it will take time. It's not going to happen right away. But you'd like to start small and just go over, as time goes by, hopefully grow your business. And something else that we've talked about is as you get more computer skills, possibly doing designs for clothing in the future.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, that's exciting. Look at that smile.
I would like to think about myself as an advocate. I'm an advocate for people with disability as well as minorities, because I'm a person who identifies with a disability as well.
Abla has been an amazing asset to Pride as a peer mentor. She connects with the participants as a person with an immigrant background and also as a person with a disability.
So I think with the help of Pride, I was able to, help them assist these people as far as getting those services, because me, myself, I was struggling and trying to get it for myself and my son. So I'm living the life. As a person with disability, I think I'm a person that the people, the refugees in Pride can identify with and relate to. They can say, okay, she has a disability as well, and she's managing, and she's getting services, and it's been helping her. You know? So if it was working for her, perhaps, you know, it can work for us as well, you know, and make a life for themselves here as well.
Emmy came to the U.S. as a refugee from the Democratic Republic of Congo. He has worked as a hotel housekeeper for 5 years. Housekeeping is a challenge for Emmy because of his low vision. He came to Pride because he wants to change jobs. Now that he's gone through the Pride program, Emmy is taking steps to get a different job. He's also pursuing his strong interest in music and video production.
The problem that I have is the cleaning, because
Yes.
when I clean, I don't clean very well because of my sight, and so I used to say I am more open for any job, but which is not relating to clean. Again, if I have my own business, I may know how to manage it so I can go to school. It will be so easy for me to go to school, to have that, to have my education going well. So, but if I am employed, yes, maybe the employer can make it easy for me to go to school or to do my education, but maybe sometimes may be hard. They may not accept that. So with a business, I can plan to go to school and to complete my education.
Okay. So Elham, Rushi has contacted her connection at the sewing class, so we'll wait to hear back from them, and we'll complete your application as soon as we can, as soon as we hear back from
بس
them.
اسمع منهم بتصل فيك.
Okay.
In Phase 2, we connect participants to more employment supports and services offered by city and state social service and employment agencies. For example, we might connect a participant to the Illinois Division of Rehabilitation Services Vocational Rehabilitation Program so that the counselor helps participants to develop an employment plan that will list his or her vocational training needs and employment or career path. If someone needs supplemental security income or social security disability benefits, we would refer them to the Social Security Administration.
My name is Tedros Marcos Teclet, and now I'm a peer mentor with the Pride team, a radio and press journalist. So I was doing a lot of things. I was writing articles of human interest, and I was also translating exclusives with senior government officials, including that of the president. Many journalists have been arrested in the country without any due process of law. It was a life-threatening moment. Everything is, I don't know, it's whenever you ask a journalist from Eritrea, everybody has a story to tell.
It's helped me about the don't know. كنت ما أعرف عن شغلات disabled، كنت ما أعرف على الطبع شيكاغو. هسه المنظمة قامت تعلمني نظام disabled شيكاغو.
The most important category would be mental health issues. All of our clients are, as refugees, they have experienced trauma, and trauma comes out in a variety of ways: depression, anxiety, and the ability to make kind of long-term decisions that, like about employment, for instance. And so they particularly struggle with employment and vocational training and those kinds of things.
A lot of people really talk about serving these communities, but nobody really takes that step forward to create something. So I think my passion, my heart in working with the Pride Project and the projects that touch these communities is to look at how we can fill that void, begin to educate professionals in this field, and build a path within the services that currently exist for all people with disabilities in this country, but also to include those that are arriving that also have, hopes and dreams to be fulfill themselves in terms of their life goals and looking forward to starting a whole new life in this country. When we meet and we discuss the needs for planning, and they bring to the table tremendous suggestions on how we can improve our systems. I found that there was a huge gap in the professional areas, especially in the areas of direct care and supports, where many professionals really did not understand, what the life was of a person with a disability.
For example, there's some of them who use electrical wheelchair, and I know the struggle that you have to go through to get it repaired, to get a wheelchair. What are the steps that you have to take in order to get the insurance or the wheelchair place to repair it? That was kind of, and how you can go through also durable medical equipment. It's kind of like a struggle really to get the insurance to pay for your wheelchair, and to get them to come out. It takes like a month for them before they get the approval and they come out. It's just, difficult.
What they're doing is to try to line up services with Social Security, with other refugee organizations, to try to line up services for people that are refugees to come to this country so that they can take advantage of the things that are possible for them.
I want to understand everything. I don't want to get work and I don't know how to, and I don't understand.
Pride has forged multi-sector partnerships with several community organizations that can meet the wide-ranging needs of our participants. In Phase 3 of our employment training program, refugee participants work with their support networks and the Pride team to begin taking the action steps to achieving their desired jobs and career pathways. For example, we have had individuals interested in entrepreneurship, and we have referred them to Accion, a Pride partner that helps budding entrepreneurs with microfinance and business development tools.
People who come to this country from elsewhere and maybe bring their families with them, but that's about it. When they come, they know very few other people. One of the things we know about entrepreneurship that it's really important that you have networks that can help you when you start your business. We talk about strong ties, we talk about weak ties, and the importance of the resources that you can access through those kinds of networks. Refugees and people with disabilities, even domestically for that matter, typically have smaller networks than others who are looking to start a business. So that's another barrier. You can't see that and you may not think about it right away, but it's something that is real and something again that Pride can help with by providing connections to the right people.
الوطن الأصلي الوطن هو المكان اللي الإنسان يعيش فيه ويلزم فيه الراحة والاطمئنان والاستقرار النفسي والاستقرار الاجتماعي والاستقرار بشكل عام يعني
اقتصادي؟
اقتصادي
إنه كانت لأنه في أمل.
في أمل لأنه الآن جاني فهد وقاعد يحكي معي عشان البرنامج بتاع التدريب وكذا، وأحس إنهم قاعدين بجهد الآن يعني حسوا.
So one day we were working together, and I told this this lady who was working with me, I told her, I said, we tried the private sector many times and no positive feedback coming from them. So all the email I'm receiving is just rejection email. So why can't we try the public sector, the government area? And so she said, do you want for me to apply for this position? I said, yeah, go ahead and apply for this position. And she said, well, this is Richard J. Delicali. I said, yeah, apply for that position.
I could say a great many things about the relationship between Heartland and Pride. It's been really beneficial for us as service providers in learning more about how to best work with refugees with disabilities, but also for our participants. We've had participants sort of connected to the program, learning more about their rights, and then we've also had the benefit of having participants who came to the Pride program enroll in our employment programs.
I think they did for me, like they introduced me to the daycare. The owner of one lady, she owned a daycare to do training for early childhood, and they always contact with me, like looking for any opportunity to find me a job. They are nice people and helpful.
So one of the things that we did fingerprint for them. They fill out the application, and I submitted their names to DCFS to kind of like tell DCFS that, hey, I'm training these guys and they will eventually become my employees. As of now, they are like volunteers. So we did the typical process that I do with my old staff in my daycare to kind of show them that we are serious about this. And once you guys complete the training, we're considering to hiring you.
So I really love the mission of Pride, focusing on refugees who have a disability. You know, so many times we focus on women and children, and rightfully so, and the elderly and families and people with PTSD, but we don't really talk about the word disability, and especially in Arab culture, that's kind of a stigma. People in the Middle East who have disabilities usually don't end up doing things in their lives. You know, their family kind of shuns them, and there aren't many services for them in the community. They may not know that they have a place here in society, where in the Middle East maybe, or wherever they came from, third world countries don't have those services or the accessibility. There weren't people advocating for them at the state level or at the federal level in their own prospective countries for them to have services. So all of a sudden they're in this place. Now they can be full members of the community. Now they can have services.
They would have been lost, to be honest with you, because even when somebody was born here and been around, it's hard to know about these services, you know. For example, I didn't even know DRS would pay for your college degree if you needed help, if you have a disability, or the IT, the technology unit that they have that would, you know, give you the adaptive technology equipment that you need in order to pursue a degree.
Well, I think that Pride is great because of the partnerships. I've come into Pride since the first meeting, and there are so many great partnerships, and it's really interesting at our meetings to network and connect with people and to work together and combine our resources for our common goal. Well, what we would like to do is do a lot of community outreach, really find employers and find people in need of employment within our Rogers Park community. There's a lot of people who need jobs. We have a lot of refugees. Many of them, I'm sure, have disabilities, and we want to support them. We have 125 members of the Rogers Park Chamber of Commerce, and we represent the 400 plus businesses in our community. And I would like to connect them. I'd like to see more people, residents in Rogers Park, employed, whether it's with the Rogers Park business or anywhere else in the city.
They are helping me to find jobs, to finish my education, like workshops, things. They call me if I need to do any papers, anything, they call me. And now I'm taking early childhood education. So Pride told me about it.